Greetings, my beautiful lovelies, it's Emmy and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Bright Cellars, the monthly wine club that matches you with wines that you will love. Take a quick 7-question quiz and Bright Cellars will send you wines based on your own taste preferences. And what I love most is that the wines that they'll send you are new. I love learning about new things. They also include these beautiful cards that have all the information about the wine, including their origin, including what temperature to serve them at, and suggested pairings. So stinking great and convenient, and I'm always excited to see what Bright Cellars has sent me for this month. So let's find out. Oh, yeah. So this month they explain how wine is made. I've got Jetbird, here's Petal Press, and this is a rosé. Oh, this is great. These are my first rosés. Sprig and Rose Rosé. And this is Wandering Giants. Oh, I like that label too. So here are the ones that I got this month. This is Petal Press. That's beautiful. This is Still Bend. This is Jetbird. Bright Cellars also prides itself for its great customer service. If you are for any reason unhappy with one of your bottles of wine, they will send you a replacement in your next box. If you'd like to try Bright Cellars out for yourself and get 50% off your first box of 6 bottles of wine, click the link down below, take the quiz, and get started. Big thanks to Bright Cellars for their continued support and for sponsoring this video. Now today I'm going to be making a recipe that many of you suggested in the comments of my Mennonite funny cake pie. Did you see that video where the layers of the pie magically switch places during baking? If you haven't seen it, I'll put the link down below. It was amazing and delicious. So today I'm going to be making something similar in the sense that it also reverses layers and it contains chocolate, and it goes by a few different names, including Chocoflan or Pastel Impossible or Impossible Cake, and it looks amazing. You cook it in a bundt pan and the top layer is flan, this kind of jiggly, creamy, custardy top, and the bottom is chocolate cake. But of course, when you pour them into the pan, you pour them in opposite layers, and then when you bake it, it goes bloop, it just does its little magical thing. So apparently the science behind it is when you're baking the Chocoflan, the cake batter is forming all those little air bubbles or CO2 bubbles from the reaction of the baking powder. So that causes the batter to rise to the top of the pan and the flan mixture to sink down below. And of course, when you invert it, now you've got the flan on the top and you've got the chocolate cake on the bottom. So I can't wait to make this. I can't wait to witness the layers switching place, but more importantly, I can't wait to taste this. The combination of textures sounds so interesting. The cool kind of custardy flan on top and then the fluffy cake down below. Sounds delicious. So big thanks to all of my beautiful lovelies who suggested this recipe and who reached out to me via Twitter, via Instagram. Cloudy and Nuria, thank you so much for sending your tips and tricks on how to make Chocoflan. So let's do this. And Cloudy on Twitter assures me that her mother and her grandmother all use cake box mixes. So that sounds great to me. There are other recipes that do not. Feel free to check out those recipes if you like, but I'm going to do what Cloudy's grandmother and her mother do and use a box of chocolate cake mix. Let's do it. So I've got Betty Crocker Super Moist Chocolate Fudge Cake Mix. Dump that into the bowl. 1 cup of water, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 3 eggs. 2, 3. Now we're going to mix this with our hand mixer on medium speed for 2 minutes. I always do this. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. We got ourselves a bundt pan and we're going to spray it liberally with baking spray. Next, we're going to add the caramel portion of the flan, and Claudia said that I had to use cajeta. Now, cajeta is a caramel that was originally made from goat's milk, and it came in little boxes, or a caja, so I think that's why it's got its name cajeta. So fill that, ooh, yeah. Looks like a beautiful caramel sauce. I've never had cajeta before. We're going to just change that right now. Boop, boop, boop. Yum, 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 yum. Caramelly, butterscotchy deliciousness. So I'm gonna add our full 1/4 cup to the bottom. Now we're going to add the cake batter right on top of that. Oh boy, this is looking good. There's the chocolate cake layer. Now let's make the flan layer. I almost forgot to mention that my recipe has been adapted from the Betty Crocker website, Recipe for Chocoflan, and I will put the link down in the description. 1 cup of evaporated milk, 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, boom, a splash of vanilla, boop, and 4 eggs. A lot of eggs in this recipe. It's so cool that you can see the layers in the flan too. The egg, the milk, and the condensed milk. That's great. Alrighty, not for long. Alright, here you go. Mix that up. Now we're going to carefully pour this over our cake layer. Slowly pour this evenly over the cake batter. Well, as evenly as possible. There we have it. And spray that with spray as well. And cover this. I'm going to place my Chocoflan into it. So now I'm going to add 1.5 inches or so of hot water to my water bath, and we're going to bake this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour and 20 minutes or until a toothpick inserted comes out clean. Then we're going to let this cool for 1 hour before we place it in the refrigerator and allow it to cool for 2 more hours before we invert it and taste it. So we've got some time to wait, but I'll see you in a little bit. I am back. It has been several hours and here we are, and I can't wait to taste it. But before we do that, let us celebrate with a glass of wine. So I'm going to be tasting the Petal Press Wine Company's Rosé Sangiovese. According to my card here, it says this should be served at 50 to 55 degrees. It pairs well with tomato, goat cheese salad. Post-yard work relaxing. Yes, this is post baking a cake all day, relaxing. Alrighty, cheers my lovelies. Oh, yes. Perfect for summer. It's crisp, yet it has enough body that doesn't feel watery. It's got a refreshing quenchingness to it. It tastes a little bit lemony. Love that. Alrighty, let's cut into this cake. Remove the foil. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is chocolate cake. If you remember, we poured this on the bottom. Now let's see if we can get it out of the pan. I always seem to have an issue with this. I've read shaking it from side to side helps. Ooh, can you hear that? That sounds promising. All right, my lovelies. Oh, this is a big one. Here we go. That sounded great. Did you hear that funk? Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na. It looks beautiful. Oh my gosh, perfection. Yes, Cloudy, we did it. Yeah. Oh, so happy. All of that unmolded beautifully. It looks gorgeous. We've got the flan on top, we've got the cake down below, we've got the cajeta on top, just oozing all over this. This looks phenomenal. I'm gonna slice right here. Oh, it's cutting beautifully. Oh, look at that! What a beautiful, perfect layer. Alrighty, so let's finally give the Chocoflan or the pastel impossible a taste. Ooh, I've been waiting all day for this. Here we go. So there is the flan layer. It has a nice crumb to it. It's not dry. Alrighty, let's get a bite with both the flan and the cake. Buen provecho. delicious. The flan layer on top is like an egg custard, and then down below you've got a very moist chocolate cake. Delicious combination of kind of caramel flavors, rich custard that's milky. It doesn't taste eggy, it's just nice and rich and vanilla. And then we've got chocolate cake down below. The flan is very, very milky. I think that has to do with the fact that we used evaporated milk, so it has a very concentrated, dairied flavor to it with a little kiss of vanilla. It's great. That's my favorite part. So the chocolate cake tastes fine. It tastes like a chocolate cake mix. You certainly could go to longer lengths and make your cake from scratch if you like, but I love the idea of just taking a cake mix, adding a couple more ingredients, and making this gorgeous dessert. Great. There you have it, the beautiful Chocoflan. It's actually a cinch to make. You do have to make it a little bit in advance just to make sure that everything has enough time to cool off and set up, but it's a beautiful dessert. It can feed an army, and it's actually very easy to make. Alrighty, my beautiful lovelies, thanks so much for tuning in, and thank you all so much for suggesting that I make the Chocoflan. It was absolutely delicious, and big thanks to Bright Cellars for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to get 50% off your first box of 6 bottles of wine, click the link down below, take the quiz, and get started. Alrighty, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Cake, cake, flan. Flan, flan, cake. Cake, cake, flan.